So as many of you may know, Ceri the Crafter is doing a March challenge that has to do with jelly prints. And if you don't know, well, I will leave a link down below to that challenge. I'm Cindy. Welcome to my channel. And in order to prep for this challenge, I am going to make a masterboard that I can then cut up and use as we go along throughout the month of March. So go ahead and get out whatever it is you have that might work for a masterboard. I am using as my base layer just this piece of, it was a 12 by 12. I cut off a piece of it and used it for something else. And so now I have this odd size piece. I will measure it in a moment and let you know how big of a masterboard I am doing. But I am taking my wet strength tissue from all of these different pieces and I'm covering it over. Okay, let me see if I can figure out how big this is. This is approximately 10 inches this way by 12. This is a 10 by 12 piece that I am just covering over. I want to save that one because it's a little bit more see-through. I'm just covering it over with a bunch of these. I have my glue book over here. These are prints, some of which are my prints, some of which are prints I've gotten in Happy Mail. And I'm just using them up to create a masterboard. Sorry, it keeps moving on me. Those of you who are just joining me as far as viewing, I just got the glass mat. I am a little bit torn about it. I like it for many things, but at this point it does, when I'm trying to do gluing things keep moving on it. So I may want to go back to my other mat. I don't know. We're just going to play. So I've cut up a couple of prints into these squares, well, rectangulars actually, and I'm just putting them down wherever I find room. And I keep checking to make sure that I am actually gluing on the non-printed side. So I want printed side up on this glue page, masterboard, whatever the heck this is. Okay, this is already getting very gluey. And I have several different types of prints. I also have all sorts of scraps and whatnot over here, so I can do all sorts of things. Now this one I printed on both sides, so let's see how it's going to stick. If I put glue, I'm using my Uru glue stick. Normally I use Elmer's glue, but I just happened to get this one out. So this is the one I'm using. I'm doing a little bit of overlap. These are very thin pages. Like I said, it's wet strength tissue, so it's very, very thin. And I really want to cover up more than, well, that's okay. You know what? We're just going to we're putting down a front layer. And then we're going to add some more layers to it, because that's why I don't really care about the print. This is not a print that I will really use. I don't much care for it. So I'm using it up as the back end of my masterboard, but I like the fact that some of it shows through just to give it a little bit of depth. There we go. There's another piece I want to use. Okay. And the fact that some of it shows through will be okay, because like I said, I'm going to add another layer. So if you are doing Ceri's challenge, let me know. I am not going to be doing a video every day. I will do one on Saturday to kick it off on March 1st, but I'm not going to be doing one every single day. Mostly I'm going to be doing photographs because I did a video every single time the last time, and yeah, I can't do that again. That was a lot to do that many videos. That was in July. That was the jelly postcard play in July, and 31 was definitely a challenge. So I'm probably going to do mostly pictures this time with the occasional video, but not videos all the time. Okay, I do have a couple of others here that I can use that I have not cut up yet. Let me grab a couple of these for some variety's sake. I'm just going to cut that in half. And then in half again. These are prints that I made when I was playing, so they're not particularly good prints, but that's okay because they're going into a masterboard. Get rid of that gluey, gunky piece. So these are all going into a masterboard that I will then cut up as we go throughout the month, and you are going to see these show up in a couple of things. Now, as far as the rules go, things have to be I'm going to put that down here. Things have to be rectangular in shape. They have to have the number on it. So like if this is day 31, then, you know, when I get to the end of the month, day 31 will have a 31 on it. They have to have a jelly print, which these will all have a jelly print. And I'll show you how I'm collecting it and what I'm actually doing on the 1st. So come the 1st of the month, you will see a for real, honest video that kind of goes through everything that I'm doing. But this is just prep. This is getting ready for that jelly postcard play. So if you have some extra things some jelly prints that you don't know what to do with, cut them up and let's stick them down. Cut them up and stick them down. See, these are nice polka dots, but because they're polka dots and they were pulled without a second color, a lot of what's underneath it shows through. So I'm just going to kind of cover over some other things here with it. Just to kind of give it some, there we go, I want this one. I hope you are having a good February. It has gotten very cold here in the Finger Lakes. Sorry. Very cold. Okay, it doesn't seem to matter where I put this. It's going to butt up against another one that's like it. That's okay. What else do I have over here? Oh, I have one of these, which is completely the wrong color. I think I won't do that one. I think I want to do... Obviously, I did a bunch with copper at one point. Or this kind of orangey color. Because I have a lot of that. As far as themes go, I just tried to pick a couple of these that wouldn't be too obnoxious. Okay, I think that's most of it covered. So I'm going to take this now with its yellow polka dots. I picked up the Uru stick when I was in Mexico at an art store there called La Pato, the Duck. And yeah, okay, that puts a little bit more, but it covers that up some. Okay, I also have some strips here that I don't know if I want to use them or not. Let's go ahead and throw that strip on there. That's a little bit of brown. But I do want to cover up some of the pattern from underneath. So that'll cover up that brown down there a little bit. I have this one, which is very different. Okay, I've got a little bit of yellow over here. All right, so today we are just playing. I want to cover up the fact that that says hotel on it. There we go. And cover up that piece. Let's bring this down and use this somewhere. Some of these were just clean off sheets. So yeah, now I'm adding some layers on here just to kind of, I still want to cover up that piece here in the middle. That's too much. Too much, too much. That's just a little piece of white, really. Okay. Then we'll use a little piece of white. It's got some yellow on it. I just want to cover up that word motel. Keep in mind it's a masterboard, so once I cut it up, you're not going to see any of that stuff either. I want to cover up that spot. I have these really bright yellows, but... And what's nice about the wet strength tissue is a lot of it blends to the back. What is this piece over here that is? No, I have a bunch of these that are kind of this yellow and black, and I really do like them, but I don't want them for right now. I think I'd rather have that piece in there. If you are hearing something weird going by outside, that would be the snowplow, because we are in the middle of an ice storm. There, that takes that down a little bit. Oop, that did not stick, did it? See, this is I'm a little bit of have a little concern that some of the glue won't stick to the paint. All right, I don't know where my top is. I'll find that in a minute. I'm going to take that off and get rid of it. I'm going to let this dry for just a second, and then we will cut it up and see what we ended up with. All right, I am going to take a minute and cut off some of my extra edges. Just makes it a little bit easier when you're cutting it up to see where the edges are. I didn't go over too many places, but I went over in a few. And it's still very, very damp. I went over quite a number on this side. Okay, so it's very damp. I'm going to let that dry, and I will be right back. Okay, I have cleaned up my mess. I found my glue top. Normally, I would do this with my cutter. I am not going to this time because I am a little concerned about ripping some of that tissue paper if I come down with my cutter. So, and I don't have a guillotine type cutter, paper cutter, not one that's big enough to handle this. So we're going to do this way. I want these to be about 3 inches. So I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this way. All right, I did that a little bit more than 3 inches. That's okay. That's like 3 1/4. So 3 1/4 and 3 1/4. Then let's come 3 here and 3 here. And then I'm just going to put a very light line. I know I should be doing this with 3 points, not 2, but Let's go this far. Okay, that was completely off up there. Give me roughly something to follow to cut with. And then we'll turn them over and see what we have once we get them all cut out. So yeah, I generally do not cut this way. I am not that straight a cutter. That's why the lines. But I don't want to put this through the ripper because it will in fact rip it. Okay, these, I'm going to cut those just in half, roughly. And I did not, see, this one I'm saying, I don't cut even. That's not straight edge. That's all right, it's close enough. Okay, we'll do that, and we'll cut. There. So now we have a couple of journaling cards that we can use. These will make for taller journaling cards. That's quite all right. These are 10¼ inches. So we're going to go, I'm going to go at 2.5 and 2.5 and 2.5. See, that's not straight at all. But that's okay. We'll fix it. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. And that's okay because when we actually make these into journal cards, we can deal with it then. Okay. All right, cutting it up. Cutting it up. We are going to see the Mousetrap today at Blackfriars in Rochester. I'm very excited. I know several of the actors. One in particular is a second son to us. So you're watching this on Monday, but I'm actually filming it on Sunday. All right, you ready for the reveal? Let's see what we've got. All right, so we have this one, which obviously is a little wonky, but we'll fix that later. And we have this one, and we have this one, and this one, and this one. There we go. There, and now we have a bunch of journaling cards that we can use in March. There are 8 of them here, so even that could be 8 full days right there out of my 31. 8 days. Just all they need is decorating. And we will decorate as we go along. All right, I hope you enjoyed making a masterboard with me today and cutting it up. I'm anxious to see what you guys came up with. Sorry about my voice, it's a little hoarse this morning. If you are enjoying these videos, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the like button to let YouTube know that you like them, and click the bell for notifications because, like I said, things are going to come out at odd times throughout the month of March. The videos, I'm still sticking to 2 videos a week for the most part, but I will be putting up photographs of what I'm doing every day. All right, till later, this is Cindy signing off.